Hi, I'm David Muerle with Coldwell Banker Capital Gateway, and tonight I wanted to talk with you about what to consider when you're looking at buying a home. And the first thing that people typically tell me when they want to tell me about, well, David, here's what I want you to find for me, is they talk about bedroom and bathroom count, the size of the yard, how new the home is, and those things are all very important. But there's some other elements that people don't necessarily consider first that I think you should really put on your list. And number one is the quality of the neighborhood. Well, how do you tell whether a neighborhood is good or not? Well, the best way to figure out what a neighborhood is, what's really going on in a neighborhood, is to talk to the neighbors. It's amazing how willing and interested in talking to you the neighbors are, because they're just as interested in you as you are in them. They want to know who's considering moving in next door to them. And they will tell you the honest truth about exactly what's going on in the neighborhood. If you want to know about the sex offender across the street, the neighbor is the one who's going to tell you. And you might as well know that before you move in. So it's a really great technique, is just talk to the neighbors. Go out on Saturday when people are mowing their lawns and they're happy to talk with you about it. The other thing that's really important to you, whether you have kids or not, is you do care about the quality of the schools, because the quality of the schools directly impact the value of your home, the quality of your investment. Homes that are just one town away from us that have really some of the best schools in the state sell for a lot more money than our town, just because of the quality of their schools. And then our schools are better than the town south of us, and so our houses sell for more. And the way you can tell which schools are the best is, obviously you can look at empirical data online. You can look at school scores. But really the way to find out the full scoop, what a school is really like, is you talk with parents, you talk with principals, you talk with teachers. They're the ones who really have the hands-on knowledge of which schools are really good and which ones are not so good. So check out the schools. The other thing is taxes. There are special taxes on certain neighborhoods. One of the most popular ones in California are Melrose taxes. And we have a new subdivision going in here in Vacaville where they're charging $350 a month in special Melrose taxes. Well, you look at their prices are lower than the competition. They have to be lower than the competition because their taxes are higher. When I'm looking at Melrose taxes and comparing a non-Melrose tax home to a Melrose tax home, what I do is look at this, let's say $350 a month as a mortgage payment, and that would translate into maybe another $400 or $500. For $40,000 or $50,000 more in purchase price. So the Melrose house better be $50,000 less than the non-Melrose house, otherwise we're simply not interested in it. Also, Melrose taxes probably are never going to go away, and they can go up. So that's something to consider when you're looking at a Melrose house. You should always take a look at flood zones and earthquake zones. Our area, none of the homes are in the actual earthquake zones, but it doesn't mean that we're not impacted by earthquakes. In 1892, that's the last time Vacaville was impacted by a severe earthquake. And flood zones are really important to you because flood insurance is very, very expensive in certain neighborhoods, to the tune of over $2,500 a year. So you absolutely want to know whether a house is in a flood zone or not before you purchase it. You also want to consider the commute to work. I was talking to a gal yesterday who wants to buy a house because they're currently living in a place that's so far away from her husband's work that he actually goes and lives in the town during the week, and she only sees him on the weekend. You don't want to put yourself in that position. Condition of the home is very important, and I'm going to get more into that in the next video on fixer-uppers. So tune into that video if that's real important to you. And then a lot of people want to consider newer versus older construction. Newer doesn't necessarily mean more valuable. What determines value is the desirability of the neighborhood, and some of our older neighborhoods are very desirable and sell for more than newer subdivisions. And new homes, you would say, oh, well, it's newer, so it's going to be less maintenance. And that's not necessarily the case, because the builder grade materials that they're putting in are inexpensive, and they do break down a lot faster than the older materials in older homes. And a home built in the 60s simply is more solid construction than a house built in 2015. So then the number one thing to consider when you're buying a home is the feelings. When you walk into the home and you open the front door, does it draw you in? Even if it is a fixer-upper, does it have the right feelings that will be a good and comfortable place for you to live? So there you go. Those are the things to consider when you're looking at a new home. I'm David Muerle with Coldwell Banker Capital Gateway. Call me with your real estate needs. Thank you.